Hey yo, it's Brian here. Today talking about the San Francisco 49ers. As always, talking about the game against the Minnesota Vikings happening this Saturday at Levi Stadium. First game of the divisional round. Hoping the Niners, they come out on top. I'm feeling really good about this team just because everyone's coming back healthy. The way they've been playing all year long. The second half of the season, especially all those games, the Saints, the Seahawks, twice, the Rams, they all felt like playoff games, and I think the 49ers, they're well prepared for it because a lot of people are knocking the 49ers right now as a playoff team just because of the fact that most of the players on the roster, they don't have any playoff experience, which I will be talking about in a second. But yep, this game, very important. Win, go to the NFC Championship game, lose, and they will stay home in Levi Stadium for good for the rest of the season. So hopefully it's the former, and yeah, let's just get this started. I'm really excited for this game. Minnesota, good team on paper. I think a lot of people are being prisoners of the moment from the game against the Saints. I don't know. I mean, they did a really good job against New Orleans, but at the same time, you can't just be basing it off of one game, and that's what I try not to do in these videos for the past couple of days now. I try to base it just what I think is going to happen in the future, the roster, their coaches, and what have you. So, that's how I look at it. I don't try to base it on the past performances because this is a brand new week. Anything can happen in football. Yep, going to get the video started, but before I do, please like and subscribe, do all that cool stuff. Share this content with fellow Niner faithfuls. That definitely helps me out a lot. And yeah, let's just get this started. 49ers versus Vikings, what the Niners need to do in order to win this game against the Minnesota Vikings. The third thing I think the Niners need to do definitely is pressure Kirk Cousins. He is the most important guy on that offense. Well, definitely Dalvin Cook, but I'm talking about the quarterback position. And if the 49ers, they can get pressure on him, the defensive line can be like how they were early on in the season. Games I can go to, like the Packers against Aaron Rodgers, against Kyle Allen, the Carolina Panthers, against Andy Dalton, those guys, if they can just pressure like they have been early on in the season, then I believe that it's going to be a very good day for the 49ers. The defensive line's coming back healthy, in my opinion. You got Earl Mitchell coming back from retirement. D4 should be making his return, so that's going to be a big help to Nick Bosa, I believe, with him even playing on a limited snap basis just because they don't want to aggravate any injuries and what have you. I think just having his presence alone, it's going to be a lot more helpful than it has been when he's not on the field because we've been struggling without him on the field for the past couple of weeks when he's not there. So hopefully Ford can help Bosa big time and everyone in the defensive line. Then I think it's going to be a good day against Kirk Cousins and company. That's what I believe in the trenches. And speaking of number two, you got to win in the trenches. I talked about the defensive line just now pressuring Kirk Cousins. You also got to beat Dalvin Cook because he's also an important part of the offense. On the flip side, the offensive side of the ball, they have to protect themselves against Daniel Hunter, Everson Griffin, Linval Joseph, all those guys. That is very essential for the 49ers offensive line to get Jimmy G going, getting the running game going. If they can do that, definitely, then I believe the 49ers, they can have a very good game and maybe blow out the Vikings. I'm getting very mixed reactions on what I believe, what people think about the 49ers. Are they going to blow them out? Are they going to get upset by the Vikings? So there's just a lot of variables that people are taking into consideration. And for me personally, I think this is one of the biggest things is winning in the trenches, offensive line, defensive line. And yeah, I mean, I think you all know that by now is championship teams, they have really good offensive line and defensive line. For the 49ers, I believe they have a very good one. Everyone's getting healthy at the right time. Joe Staley and company on the offense, they're doing really well. Nick Bosa and them getting guys healthy, getting guys coming back. I think it's going to be a big help as well. So, trenches, you got to win them all. And really, the number one thing, in my opinion, for the 49ers, this is a little bit different. This is not from anybody. This is probably just for me personally, is for the 49er players that never play in the playoff game. Just play like you have been all year long. Try not to act like a playoff game. You don't want to be too caught up in the big moment and what have you. This is a playoff game, divisional round. You want to just treat it like a regular game. I know that's going to be difficult to do, but at the same time, you have to just play like you have been all year long. They've been playing really well. I mean, you went 13-3, number one seed. So if they can just keep the consistency going, just play like you have been, then I think it's going to be a very good game. Another concern for me is definitely having a bye week. I know that's really good for players to get healthy, but at the same time, not playing football for 1 week, that does have a little bit of negatives, but for the most part, I think it's good for the Niners. It's just some teams, when they come off a bye week, they feel really rusty. It's kind of a bad feeling when you do have a bye week sometimes, but I believe for the 49ers, that's going to be a really beneficial thing. I mean, everyone's coming back healthy. I think only two guys are listed as questionable. I think, what is it? I don't know if it's D4 to Contavious Street, but it's just two guys listed as questionable. Jaquaski Tartt, he's off the injury report. He's going to be fully healthy, ready to play after the ribs injury. So, I mean, this bye week has been really helpful, but it's just sometimes a psychological thing of just not playing football for a week and coming out as puppies, coming out just not looking right because it's been a while they play football. I think that's the only concern for me for a bye week. But other than that, I mean, the 49ers players just don't act like a playoff game. Just keep playing like they have been, and I believe that they will win this game against the Vikings. So, yep, that's it, guys. I know this is kind of a quick video, but tomorrow I'm going to be talking about the injury report and also talking about my final preview for this game. And then Saturday, me watching the game and then having a reaction video after the game. So, hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. If you guys like this, please like and subscribe. That's going to help out a lot. And I'll be catching you guys up tomorrow on a Friday. I'll see y'all then. Bye, guys. Love y'all. Y'all have a great rest of your night. Go Niners all day.